my goodness, it's so good to see you guys. Hey Donovan, hey Shell, hi Andrea, Kirsten, hey Jesse. Oh, we got the HP crew in here. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Neptune Direct. If you have tarot cards, go grab them. We're gonna play some tarot games, tarot trivia, and High Priestess Tiffany is gonna join us in a little bit. So if you're tuning in now, just know that Neptune just stationed direct yesterday. So this is all about like your connection to spirituality, your connection to intuition, the fog being lifted. If you've felt any sort of significant confusion, or I feel like for some people it's resulted in like a little bit of a freeze state, you know, that may have been due to Neptune doing the dance that Neptune is doing. This is such a significant transit though, because this has been like a 14-year journey. So now moving forward, as Neptune stations direct in Pisces, it's about to move next year into Aries. So kind of like we graduated from that Saturn in Pisces experience. We're about to release Neptune from our possession, which is so funny because my Neptune's actually over here, right here, sleeping. And there's supposed to be this new clarity around new beginnings, your rising sign, leadership energy, new pathways. Today with the High Priestess community, we had our meditation and it was all about renewal and allowing our higher self to show us what could be the most bold version of ourself, what could be the happiest version of ourself, what could be the most powerful, whatever those things mean to you. This Neptune stationing direct and then eventually leaving Pisces is leaving us with a gift of it is possible to make the impossible happen. And everything that we just burned through in terms of lessons around illusions is essentially making that a reality for everybody. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Dominique. Hi, Lorna. I'm so glad you're here. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi. Nikki. Hi, girl. Hey, Emily. Hi, Claire. Hi, Brenda. Oh my God, Laura. Hi, girl. So many people here. Dominique said, I feel lighter in my energy body. Yeah, especially, I heard from a lot of people who are like, a lot of people messaged me, did you feel a shift? And it was almost as if we all like woke up together. That sounds funny, but I mean, like, it's like we all woke up from like this group slumber party and we were like, what the fuck was that? What was that? You know? Um, and so if you're in that boat, that's what that was. It's like, oh, this clarity is here and it's going to stay now. It's not this fleeting seven of cups, which cup is going to come, which cup is going to go, the clouds that can't see through. This is a longer lasting hangman solidified energy. Actually, if you have your cards, pull that hangman card out, regardless of what kind of deck you have. The hangman card is ruled by Neptune, right? First deck in Pisces, the February Pisces babies, the February fish. Neptune is responsible for our higher octave sensing. We think about Venus. Venus is the planet responsible for our sentience in terms of like the body and feeling things in a very like realistic, tangible way. Neptune's the higher octave of that, and it's these extra senses you have. So it's like clair activations, right? Dream space activation. Um, you just know shit, can't explain it. You just know it. It's the higher level of sensing, of feeling. And with that, though, comes a lot of instances where we're like, is this intuition or is this something else? Am I sensing am I sensing something spiritual or is it something else? Or for some people, they know they're sensing something, but they don't know how to translate it. The last 14 years, especially these last 5, was supposed to help us traverse through experiences of how to translate what we're sensing, even if the translation ends up just being, I'm sensing something and I'm just going to trust that I'm sensing it and I don't have to always translate it or give it meaning. I can just know, hey, I'm sensing something, clocking it. And I'm going to go about what I need to go about in a way that is aware, heightened awareness. Um, and trusting that you're going to be able to translate or interpret what that sensing is when the time is right or when the time is necessary, you know? Jesse said we would have a rad slumber party. Yeah. Yes, we would. And stay tuned because maybe next year we'll have another High Priestess Healing slumber party in Utah. We had our first in-person retreat in April, and it was the highlight of my year. It was such a treat. And some of the HPs in the live chat were there with me. So thank you for being here and thank you for being there. Yeah. Okay. Let's play a little tarot trivia. So we're going to do a little warm up round. How we're going to do this is I'm going to, thank you, Andrea. Andrea said it was magical. I'm going to throw out a tarot clue. In the warm up, it's going to be simple. And what I want you to do is I want you to, as quickly as you can, without fucking Googling, I'm not doing notebook checks. The universe is. The universe will see you cheat. As quickly as you can, pop your tarot guess in the live chat. So it'll just be a little community game, low stakes. Don't worry about getting it wrong or not knowing. If you don't know, just toss one in. You got to be in it to win it, baby. You know? All right, let's get this started. All right, your first tarot trivia clue. Actually, I'm going to make this super honest. I'm actually going to just pull a card and that'll be the card. Okay. Oh, mother effer. All right. This is a minor arcana court card. You guys are throwing cards in there and I haven't even said anything yet. Okay. This is a minor arcana court card. It's tied to the element air. It's the mastery level of the air. What is the tarot card? Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We should all come to Australia. Okay, we got some answers rolling in. I'm just going to read them. I'm not going to say which ones are right. I'm just going to read them. We've got King of Swords, Lovers, King of Swords, King of Swords, King of Swords, King of Swords, Page of Swords, King of Swords, Ten of Swords, King of Cups, Page of Swords. Oh, this is too fast now. Oh my God. Hi, everybody. King of Swords, another question mark. I love it. King of Wands. Hey. Hi, Katie. Page of Swords, King of Swords, Ace of Swords, Swords, LOL. Tennis Swords, Ten of Swords. It's okay if you don't know. This low stakes. Take a guess if you want to. I can't believe how fast that went. That was so good. Let me just see if I saw any other answers in here. King of Wands. All right. The card was, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. The card was King of Swords. This sexy motherfucker. What? Get out of here with this one. So it's a minor arcana. Court card means it's a page, a knight, a queen, or a king. It's the element air. Swords are air. And the kings are considered mastery level. So if you got it right, kiss your cute ass little brain. And let's do another one. We're just going to warm our brains up. Hey, CJ. So many Tarot Academy graduates in here. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, the King of Wands in this deck. All the kings in this deck got it like that, you know? I'm also ovulating this week. Anyway, enough about me. Let me pull another card. The Light Seers deck's a good one, especially if you're just getting started. Oh, Marcy, not talking shit. Oh my God. Okay, one card. Ready? All right. This is a minor arcana card. It represents new. And in Kabbalah, it's actually tied to the Big Bang. The element is earth. What is your guess? I know this is a hard one. Minor arcana card. It's related to new. In Kabbalah, it's tied to the Big Bang, which starts it all. And the element is earth. We have Ace of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Guys, I don't have my glasses on, just so you know, so reading is the biggest challenge I could put myself through on this tiny ass screen. And Pentacles looks like tentacles. Ace of Wands, Ace of Coins, Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Wow, almost everybody said aces. Shell said 10 of Pentacles because Shell's on that wave. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Hi, Natalie. So good to see you. Okay, are you ready? Page of Pentacles. If you got to guess, drop it like it's hot, babe. Queen of Wands. All right, here we go. Your tarot card was the Ace of Pentacles. All of the aces are markings of new beginnings. In the Kabbalah tree of life, the aces kick off the tree of life. It heads the tree of life, basically. And that's essentially the cosmic start of the soul's experience is through the Big Bang Theory. Not the show, the actual thing. And the aces can also represent offers that kind of like come out of nowhere. That's another way to think about it when it comes to the Big Bang is like, where'd that come from though? Big Bang from what? What banged? What happened that the thing exploded? Like what was before that? Where'd it come from? The aces are energies of where'd that come from? You know? Hi, Moondog. So glad you're here. That's your favorite ace, Andrea? I think that's my favorite ace too. And I love these little roots. You see them? They're like tendrils. All right. Let's do another one and we're going to switch up. Hey, Jess. Hi, Sarah. If you got cards, grab them. We're just playing a little tarot trivia. Oh my God. Thank you. So many of you are here. Thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button too. All right. Let's get another card. What just fell? Okay. I love the Ace of Wands because it's thought and thoughts create the rest. That's beautiful. Okay. Nikki says I keep missing the questions. That's okay. All right, here goes. One card. Can you give me a major arcana? Wow, ask and you shall receive. That's crazy. Okay, major arcana. This card represents your ability. Let me think how to say this. There's too many experts on this live, you know? This major arcana represents your ability to trust what you see from angles that might not be as obvious. Trust what you see from angles that might not be as obvious. Oh, we're getting, okay, let's see these answers. We have High Priestess, Justice. Jesse said, huh? The High Priestess, Hangman, Hangman, Moon, Hangman, Hangman, High Priestess, Hangman, 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 Moon. Do you know what's interesting? All these answers, they're all Pisces cards. All the cards that are being popped in this chat are all Pisces cards. Chariot, all water. Hangman, Hangman, Hangman. Hierophant. Okay, we got our first Earth in here. HP. I see. Yeah, Pisces. I didn't pull out the Hangman. I was referencing the Hangman as it pertains to the Neptune transit in astrology. So if you came in when I was talking about the Hangman, it's because I was talking about the planet Neptune, and Neptune rules the Hangman card. Ooh, someone said the star. All right, final guesses. Get it in there. Ooh, Marcy's throwing a monkey wrench in here, says the Fool. All right, your tarot card was the Hangman. This is why I had to shift how I was describing this card. Usually I would say like surrendering to a new perspective or gaining a higher level viewpoint from a surrender or from a changed position, you know? But this Hangman card, especially in the Light Seers Tarot, it's almost like contortionist energy, where it's like actually through the contortion, that's where you see the clearest, which feels counterintuitive, but it's the most intuitive. And that's kind of how Neptune works is like, I'm going to twist you, I'm going to shake you up, I'm going to confuse you. And it's the journey through that where you're actually going to get to a clarity point or psychosis. But if you're here, you made it. So congratulations. Good for you. That's okay. All right, cool. Let's see. Um, all right. I'm gonna see if Tiffany is ready to join. Tiffany, if you're here, if you're watching, babe, you can join us whenever. See if there's a button I can use. Oh no. Oh no. That's not what I want. All right, and we're gonna do a little tarot reading giveaway. That green screen's killing me. We're gonna do a tarot reading giveaway after me and Tiffany talk a little bit about tarot. She's gonna read for me tonight. I'm in need of a read, and she's gonna talk a little bit about her offerings and her gifts, and then we'll have a little tarot reading giveaway at the end as a thank you for being here. Hi, Swain. Hi, Colleen. Oh, hi, Tracy. I'm sending New York love to you in Canada. Tahila says Four of Swords feels like surrender. Yeah, Four of Swords is surrender too. All right, we got Miss Tiffany knocking on the door. Let me add her in here. Oh, and your HP shirt.
Yes, girl, of course. Of course.
Oh, I wish I matched you.
It was so fitting. How could I not?
I love it. Oh, thank you. It's so good to see you.
You too. You too. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to play. Thank
Yes.
you for reading for me.
Yes, of course. Of course. Um, yeah. So do you want to
Oh,
flow to that or?
yeah, let's just do a little, just in case anyone doesn't know. This is High Priestess Tiffany. Tiffany, you want to introduce yourself? Say who you are, what you do, where you're from, witchiness.
Yes. So I am Tiffany DeMena, and I am from Charleston, South Carolina. And I have been a practicing witch for 9 years now, and also reading tarot for about 9 years. I'm a massage therapist, esthetician. I do Reiki, hold rituals. So I do a lot of things.
That's very Piscean of you. Multi passionate, multi interest.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Love to sing. I like to flow in the waters of everything. So, yeah.
Amen. Amen. I'm so glad you're here. All right, let's play a little tarot if you don't mind.
Mhm.
And I'm open to like High Priestess Kimberly used to call these fuck me up readings. So like if
Oh,
cards come
yeah.
out that are like fuck me up cards, just read it as it is because I also want to model for people like it's okay for us to get cards that we don't like. It's okay.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. I'm going to be using a blend of Oracle and Tarot. So I have my Goddess Oracle, I have a Psychic Oracle, and then I have the Divine Feminine because I can finally
Ooh,
use it now.
I
So
love that deck.
I do too. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, all right, we go flow into this. So, all right, spirit, angels, goddesses, what are the best and highest messages for Jess at this time? Oh, girl, you got triumph.
Thank
You're the
God.
horse baby. You are moving forward. I love this. This is absolutely beautiful. And then with the flag here, I feel this is very much like pioneer energy. And then I'm also hearing You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Like it's really just like moving forward, moving in that momentum, trusting in the direction that you're going. I feel like there's a lot of unknown, but you traverse through that so well. Like you are a boss babe. So I don't think that there's going to be any, there may be, a little hiccups here and there, but that's where you're going to find power. You're always going to really like transmute that. Um, you got fulfillment of wishes. Yes, this is
Um,
beautiful. I love this. And then this is very much like heart chakra energy. So I feel like you have been really manifesting this for a very, very long time. Like it's like your surroundings are going to be, it's that as above, so below principle. It's like everything that's going on in here in the heart, it's going to be in the 3D, like really in the physical. And it's interesting with this card because even though there's not a peach here, I always see a peach.
oh, I
And
thought that was a peach too.
yeah, yeah. And peaches are very soft and they're very nurturing and they have a lot of nutrients. And it's so interesting because there's so much water here. So I feel like there's going to be such an overflow of nutrients and abundance and just really moving into that juicy nectar that you're searching for.
Ooh, I love that word.
Nectar, juicy. Yes. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's get a little into the tarot, shall we? All right. Spirit,
Fuck
what
some
else is
shit
going
up.
on here for Jess?
I'm lighting a little incense just to clear my space because I didn't do that. Sorry.
Beautiful. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. And this doesn't necessarily feel like, this is something that you are like rejecting. It's more so like we can do better. Like she's very much in her nesting, like she's just chilling back and she's accepting what the universe is going to give her. But I feel like with you, you have such a radiant plan. And it's almost like I'm not accepting any less than what it is that I fully want. Like this, I need the juice. Like the juice needs to, sustain me. And I feel like you're moving into a level of sustainability. You have the Four of Swords here, and you have the Ace of Swords, and you have the Six of Cups.
Mm.
So I love this because this feels like you are entering into a period of letting that childlike wonder come out, like that nostalgia. You are really moving forward and you're allowing the divine to give you bouts of clear, cognizant information. And it doesn't feel like it's forced. It's very much like I'm resting, I'm meditating. It's almost like I see you completely in your, we always go to a place in the astral realm when we meditate, but I feel like you're now starting to see glimmers of that in your 3D waking life.
Mm.
And these little bouts of information, like this is stuff that you have been really craving on like a heart's level and a soul level. And I feel like it's just merging the head and the heart and the spiritual together, and it's absolutely beautiful. So, yeah. I love that.
That's beautiful.
Okay. Do you want any clarification on anything so far?
Can we just go a little deeper on the Ace of Swords?
Mhm. Yeah. Spirit, what else is going on here with the Ace of Swords? Knight of Wands. I get one more spirit. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you have two knights. So this is motion. This is like forward movement. Knights are all about the journey. But it's interesting because you have kind of two paralleling knights. You have one that's going this way, and
Mhm.
then you have one that's going this way. So I feel as though spirit is saying, like, I'm hearing dig up the foundation. I'm really hearing almost like set fire to the foundation. That sounds intense, but it is that trailblazer energy that I was feeling. It is
Mhm.
that like forward momentum, and this way I'm holding it in my right hand, which is masculine, which is the direction, the forward movement. And I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, you have built a foundation in the 3D, but this feels more than that. It feels like you have built a foundation in yourself, and you have built that to be able to take it wherever you do go.
Mm.
And with this Knight of Wands here, like this is really like action and forward movement. Like this, it's very parallel. It's so interesting. Um, but with this, I think that there's going to be so much. Oh, I'm hearing like networking. I'm hearing like groups, and I'm hearing like I'm also seeing so many little like growth on the Ace of Wands here. And even though it's just a spark, there's going to be so much sustainability in life in this new trajectory forward.
That makes so
So,
much sense. Like, I won't go too deep on the live, but like, that feels true in like multiple areas of my life at the same time. And that has been like my Neptunian stationing directive, like, oh shit, like, like, oh, everything is shifted and the foundation has changed, and now this is the way I have to go with these different things, you know?
yeah. And it's so interesting, especially for Pisces or anybody with like heavy Pisces placements. We have been traversing. We have really been in this with Saturn being in our sign. Like we have been really doing the diligent work. We've been patient. We have been doing our karmic thing, and I'm so grateful for that because if I hadn't learned those lessons, then, where would I be able to really sit down and sustain that? And I think that that's what a lot of us have learned.
Tiffany, so now my brain is like kind of going. Do you mind if we do like a co-collaborative like channeling session right now?
Yeah, of course.
So like all of okay, let me get my words. Give me the words. Okay, with that, like the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Now, I'm pulling from the reading you're giving me about me. I'm gonna kind of like apply this to everybody. It
Mhm.
feels as though there's been a long journey of building, doing the work, healing. And it feels like we have been doing all these things and now we have this pentacle. It's like, okay, and this has manifested into an actual materialized result. And it's just this like, it's just this one thing.
Mhm.
And I feel like the universe is saying, now take that one thing, forget the processes and everything that you just did, forget that. Take this one thing, and now I need you to go do something or go somewhere with this or experience this in a new way. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's interesting too because it goes back to what I was feeling with this was that you've built the foundation within already, and wherever you do move from, it's going to be even more sustainable because you've earned the pinnacle. You know,
Mm,
you really have manifested that, and it's cool because you have learned so many skills and traits, and now it's like, okay, yeah, you are now moving it into a direction that is you where you're going to be seen and valued and heard, and where your gifts are just going to be magnetized.
mm, that's
So
so beautiful. I feel like, okay, this reading is so very, very personal. It's like very dead on, of course, like no surprise. Um, And also, I feel a part of me is like, "Oh, I wonder if, Tiffany, you're reading for me, but it feels like you're also, like, reading for the collective here or, like, the collective that watches this too." Yeah, even Jessica Wabbit just said, "Oh my god, this is literally my life right now." This is what I'm saying, I'm like, "Oh, this might be a theme for a lot of people of, like, what you have built, the processes we have used to get to where we are now was just to it seems like to create a thing or a part of ourself that's solidified. And now it's
Mhm.
like we're not going to use those processes with this thing it's made. And now it's like go take the thing that's made and apply it somewhere. It's kind of like baking. It's like from the girl who doesn't bake, but it's like you have a process to bake a cake, and then when the cake comes out of the oven, you don't start the process to bake the cake again. You take that cake somewhere and you eat that cake, you know?
Yes. Yes. You enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. Yeah. Joy. Yeah. I'm curious, okay, the new moon next week, right?
Yes. Mhm.
It's a new moon in Sagittarius, is that right?
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. Sagittarius and that Knight of Wands feel in alignment for me right now, where it's like there is action and beginning stages of growth that need to take place. With this new moon, what would you say would be for me and like for everyone listening with the new moon in Sag, what could be a beneficial way to use the energy?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sag is very mutable, which is beautiful. And Sagittarius is very exploratory and adventurous. So, and I love the symbolism for Sag because it is the archer, it is the centaur. So there is an element of movement, but also like shooting your shot and you're aiming for your goals. And it's really sitting with that energy and where you feel it, if it's in your body, where do you feel it in your body? A lot of the times when I work with Sag energy, it comes in as like, ooh, I get like a just a bout of fire of like, I have to do this thing. And it's almost like I don't give too much thought about it. But Sag is also the philosopher. So it's utilizing that wisdom that you have gained and applying it to any sort of exploratory ventures that you want to do. So if you are wanting to travel, this is
Mhm.
about setting the goals for how you are going to make that happen. If you wanting to do a big trip to, Europe or out of states or whatever. Sag also loves culture. So it is sinking into learning about different ways of being, of living. So
Okay, two things. One, I'm having a very long deja vu right now, and it's fucking with me.
we love both of
So it's
those.
so cool that everyone is part of it. So here.
Here for it.
Woo! I just had one like a week ago in a bathroom stall at a gym I've never been to, and I was like, "Why would this be a deja vu?" Like,
I remembered that reading. I was like, "That's so interesting."
I literally out loud in the bathroom, I was like, "Why here?" And I was like, "Don't talk to yourself in a public bathroom." Um, anyway, so now I'm like, "Oh, I now I'm like starting to put some pieces together." It was like a new gym, never been there. There's like a couple of new things around that day and now today too, which is crazy. Okay, so the Sagittarius, it's an interesting, like, I kind of want to say dichotomy, but maybe it's not that extreme. But like the energy of Sag, I always compare Sag to Michelangelo of the Ninja Turtles, of like
Yes.
cowabunga, let's have some pizza and party.
Absolutely.
Um,
Mhm.
because the Knight of Wands energy can be that, but then it is also this like higher octave of wisdom and learning as it matures. So
Mhm.
there's essentially like a spectrum of the fire.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it seems like that's an invitation, like everyone can find themselves somewhere on that spectrum with this new moon. And it kind of makes me think like some people might be called to like play more. That's also part of healing. That's part of the work too, is like, have you let yourself play? And like,
Mhm.
have you let yourself do something to honor that childlike whimsy, childlike spirit? And then others may be called to apply those like fiery pings you were describing of like, oh, I'm being called to do this thing and I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to go do it. Like higher levels of that trust, maybe that philosopher and that wisdom is like just trusting, hey, when you get that, just go do it.
Mhm. Yeah. Because a lot of the times we get those random bouts of information. And to me, it feels very fire. It feels like fire and swords at the same time. It's kind of like a melding. It's so cool. And it's like I don't understand like why I'm getting this, but it's almost like I just need to go. I just need to do
Mhm.
this thing, and then you understand it later, and
Yeah.
then you do almost like that foundational, that pentacle work a little bit later because pentacles is the slowest moving and fire and air the fastest. So it's so interesting with this Sag energy. It's almost just like I want to randomly go somewhere and then figure out the rest later, like
Yeah.
it's cool. Yeah.
Oh, it's so wild that you said that. That's like a thought I had today too. Sometimes I do that as like a ritual kind of where I'm like, "Oh, I'm no if I notice my brain is braining in a way I'm like, this is not helpful," I'll like completely shake up the day. Like, we're just gonna take a random drive and we're gonna maybe grab a bite or like a hot beverage somewhere random. Like kind of like insert randomness into the day to like get out of the staleness of like
Mhm.
monotony that frequency our brain can go into. So it's like even if you can't go on a trip is like taking a walk or like just shaking up the routine really does like put you in the frequency of, oh, now I'm open because now everything is unfamiliar because I didn't plan this trip. And it's like in that unfamiliar, I feel like synchronicities might be a little louder or clarity will come in from like an unsuspecting source. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, because it almost turns your brain into that creative space where
Mm.
you're able to expand a little bit more, where you're not so regimented and structured with, I'm doing my daily routine every day. And now it's like, oh, now my brain is more open to receive more of the inspiration or the clarity.
Yeah. Actually, speaking on this, it's funny. I'm like, can you read for me? And now I'm like, well, actually, I'm going to turn this on you, Tiffany. Surprise.
Please, I'm here for it.
um, okay. So when it comes to following that fire, you just recently followed the fire in like August, September with your transition. Do you feel comfortable sharing a little bit about that transition?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I have been in the spa industry for, oh my gosh, now 13 years. And I love the spa. I love helping people. I love guiding people. Um, and that work was very fulfilling for the foundation of my career. I learned a lot through the act of touching people in a therapeutic way. And I got to work with cleansers and herbs, and I got to learn anatomy and physiology, and it really helped the healer part in me. I'm a Virgo rising, so there's a lot of like earth that I'm like, yes, this makes sense.
Mhm.
But after a while, and I was feeling this ping for about a year before I actually pulled the trigger. So this past year, I was like, I am not feeling like this part is what I need to be focusing on. I feel like there's another piece that is starting to unfold that I really want to dive deeper in, because as I was going on with my career, a lot of people started to come to me for energy work and for Reiki and for tarot, and it's so cool to be able to meld the two. But a lot of people knew me just for massage and aesthetics because I've been doing this for 13 years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I think I got my Reiki, and I think I did that back in 2017 or something. But in the spa world, you work, you know, in the structure that they give you. So I was very much put in a box, but I was starting to outgrow that box, and I was starting to understand that there's a higher purpose, that I have to sit with the fire in me and let it move me, or it's going to burn me.
Ooh.
And I started to really act on those things, and I was scared. I was like, but what about all of this? What about my foundation? What about the money part? Spirit's like, that'll come. That'll come later. It's when you move from a heart and a soul calling way, it really all the other pieces fall together. But I left my spa job actually in eclipse season, and that was probably one of the most it felt very liberating, but it was also hard because I have a lot of clients who I absolutely love, and I have that direct connection with them, and I've seen them through pregnancies, I've seen them through, like, so many different stages of their life. Um, but now it's like, all right, you can still see me, but just in a different way. And now I feel so happy to be doing stuff online, like my tarot YouTube channel, and hosting moon rituals, and getting to be go on such a deeper level with people that is not just contained into a box. So
Oh my God, that was so beautifully said.
thank
Um,
you.
so it's interesting too that you had mentioned you'd been in in the spa industry for 13 years. That's basically like pretty much the duration of this Neptunian transit.
Yeah.
And
I
now I think it was like a 14-year transit. So it's like the entire time of that transit you were in this industry, and then you've been getting the call to move into like I call it like all in on yourself. Like you can do this
Mhm.
yourself. You learn the skill. Now it's like you can do this yourself. The timing is just so, you know, it's just so funny when real life really does line up with the transits. It's so fascinating. So brave. I remember my jump, my leap of faith is terrifying. I was like arguing with the universe for 7 months before I resigned from corporate. Like in meditation, I would say out loud, I'm not fucking leaving my job. And I was like, who am I? I look crazy arguing with who and what am I arguing with, you know? So I applaud you. The courage and fear that I had sees the courage and fear that you have. So
Thank you.
you are a witness.
Thank
And
you.
I love that you are facilitating ritual and ceremony for people online. I used to do this so often, like every month for a couple years, and there's a need, and it serves so many people to actually gather in ceremony and gather in ritual and set intentions and take that time for themselves, even if it's just an hour aligned with the moon, because then you begin to like sync with your cycles too. When we sync with the moon cycles, it's like, oh, I'm getting back in touch with nature and me and like what this all means for me and what I'm doing here. So for next week's new moon ritual you're hosting, can you share a little bit about what you're doing? Who would want to attend this? What would we experience if we attend?
Yeah, absolutely. So the theme of it is igniting your 2026 timeline. And we're going to be doing a guided meditation. And we are also going to be communing and gaining wisdom from the goddess Artemis. And she is the goddess of the hunt. She is in her sovereignty. She actually chose her sovereignty over marriage, but she is the protector of children and animals. And she has that bow and arrow that signifies strength and forward momentum. So I was like, this is just perfect for this new moon, so and we're going to be doing the meditation, but also we're going to be doing some tarot, and we're also going to be doing and I actually was inspired by you, Jess. We're going to be writing ourselves a gratitude note in the point of view of 2026
Oh,
and reading that a year later, because I did that. I think we did that in Tarot Academy,
yeah.
and I didn't wait for a year because I was like, "I need to read this now." And I read it and I was like, "Holy cow, this is life-changing." And just even it's like you're putting the intentions into it before you even take the steps for action, but that's how magic is. That's how magic works. It is from your inner sight, your inner knowing, you feel it first, and then with the moon, it's all what I see ritual and moon magic as you communing with yourself, but also your higher beings, your gods, goddesses, whatever you want to call it, source. And it's shining a spotlight on you and your intentions. And it's also allowing them to see what it is it's almost like a bridge into the 3D,
Mhm.
and using fire to burn or using fire to cleanse. And also using the tarot for guidance, that's really going to help to move the momentum forward and to hopefully clarify your intentions for the new year coming. So
That was so beautifully said. Also crazy that a year ago you were in Tarot Academy with me. I forgot. Like that feels like ages ago and also yesterday. What is
I know.
time?
I don't know. Time is not real.
Crazy. And I forgot that we did that. We did like a letter to the self from that perspective. So it's also crazy. Like a year ago you were in Tarot Academy and now a year later you have left the spa industry, you're on your own and you are hosting your own rituals and ceremonies under the guidance of the moon and the goddesses. You are such a priestess of the goddesses. It's something I truly admire about you is like your awareness and connection to gods, goddesses, and deities and like how to work with that energy is it's just it's inspiring. It's very admirable. And when I teach Tarot Academy or when I used to teach it, Artemis is one of the goddesses actually associated with the high priestess.
Mhm.
And Artemis chose to be solo. And the high priestess technically is solo. Sometimes we'll say she could be with the magician if she wants or the hierophant if she wants. But like that girl rocks herself on her own.
Mhm.
So I kind of love that we're on this YouTube live with the High Priestess Collective talking about Artemis, who is the High Priestess, with this new moon Archer new beginnings theme. It just feels very cosmic and crazy, and I love it.
It was so interesting because at first I was wanting to kind of go with the Yule theme and with the
Yeah.
wild hunt. And then I was making something because I also make candles and roll-ons and stuff like that. And it was while I was making those things, I was listening to music. I think I was actually listening to Artemis by Lindsay Sterling. And I was like, the ritual needs to be about Artemis. And I was like, oh, and it's so cool. I love how that works. I love how that intuitive nature, because that's how I base a lot of my rituals is I don't really read from a book. A lot of it is very intuitive. I just sit and I'm like, what elements correlate with, the synchronicities of the elements or the moon? And often they just kind of come. And I think that that's such a beautiful way to honor, yourself and honor the goddesses. So
And that's a walking testament. My voice just got so much higher because I was like ready to yell because I'm excited. Um, that is embodying intuitive healing, intuitive craft, intuitive practice, um, and high priestess healing tarot. Like this really started because I was like, oh, I have to come back to this sense that I turned off. I let
yeah,
myself be gaslit out of it. And like that intuitive, like I'm being led to, you know, learn about these elements. I'm being led to practice this type of magic or ritual. I'm being led to these deities or gods or goddesses. I'm being led to these tarot readers at different times. All of that is like ever evolving. And the more we can let ourselves do that, the stronger the sense gets. And that just means like the stronger we get because what we acquire when we trust the sense is really where like the growth and the expansion happens. Would you
absolutely.
agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the way that you said that. Yeah.
I love this stuff. Okay. So for the new moon ritual, some people are asking about it in the live chat and I'm gonna drop the link to the event registration in the pinned comment below this video. Of course, my where you sent me the link is like crashing. My WhatsApp is crashing.
Oh
But
no.
that's okay, but I will include it in the I will include it in the pinned comment below this video. I will be there. I'll be in attendance. If you are part of the High Priestess Healing Leaders community, if you're on the school app with us, the link to register is also in that calendar. Tiffany, do you want to talk about the date, the time, and like what people should bring if they're interested in coming?
Yeah. So it is Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And really bring your cards, anything that you cleanse with, and also any stones if you feel called to use that after meditation, because we're going to go pretty deep into meditation. But other than that, whatever you feel comfortable bringing for ritual.
And when you say stones, you mean crystals?
Yeah, like black tourmaline or labradorite, rose quartz,
Mhm.
whatever you jam with.
Yeah. Okay. And what was my other question? So Friday, not tomorrow Friday, but Friday the 20th. Is that the date? Or the
19th,
19th?
December 19th. Yeah.
Friday, December 19th. Okay. And I'll have the link for people to register in the comments. So whether you're watching tonight or in the future, you can register there. Um, Tiffany, this is so fun. Do you want to play a little game with the people in the live chat with me?
Yes.
Okay. I love games, dude. If I'm like, how can I make games a career?
I love games. I love games. And I just want to shout out to the people in the chat of just thank you for saying congratulations on the leap, and I'm reading your stuff and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, everyone's being so lovey and so supportive. Hey Tam. Okay, let's do this. What I was doing with everyone, like right before you came on, was giving clues about cards and then just having them
Mm.
like guess like tarot games, like which tarot card is this? So why don't we do that where I'll go first just to like show you like how we can play. Like
Yeah.
I'll give clues about a card and have people guess. And once guesses are like coming through, I think what I'm going to do is choose like a random person, and if the guess is correct, I'm going to pull a tarot card for them and like just do
Mm.
a fun tarot reading for them. And then I'll pass the buck to you. Is that cool?
Love that. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, if you are down for a little tarot reading, we're going to play a game. Same thing as what we were doing before. I'm going to give clues and you're going to drop your guess of what the tarot card is in the live chat. All right. And I'm going to shuffle, see what comes out. Hey, John. All right, Spirit, just one card, please. All right. It's so hard to not get excited when a card comes out. Sometimes when I get excited, people are like, it's the High Priestess. I'm like, it's makes sense that you're saying that. I completely understand. But I also get excited over so many of the cards.
Same, same.
Okay. I'm using the Lightseers Tarot. This is a major arcana card. It represents, everyone's an expert here, so it's like kind of hard. Yeah. Okay. There's a major arcana card that represents balance. The balance depicted is around your fire energy. The balance of your fire energy. Drop your guesses, and I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm just going to like let the guesses roll in. And now I'm hearing Rolling in the Deep, Adele. Shout out Adele. We love a queen. And I'm going to randomly open my eyes and pick one. If you want to just keep dropping your guess, maybe do that, guys. Play the game. Okay, here we go. Type faster. I know there's like one person like, my fucking thumbs aren't typing it. I know, I can hear it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Stop. Okay. I've gone too far. All right, we have Lutricia Stout 7071 said temperance. Lutricia Stout, you are correct. Oh my God, so many people said temperance. Lutricia Stout, if you are still in the live chat, I want you to drop a question for the tarot cards. I'm going to pull a card for you, babe. Thank you, everyone playing. Temperance, Justice, Star. I love seeing what people drop. Magician. Very cool. 4 Swords. Yeah, so let me show you the card. Okay. So we have another sexy angel on our hands, of course. Temperance here is showing balancing the sun and the moon. Temperance is fire energy. This actually represents Sagittarius, which is kind of crazy because we just spent so much time talking about that, you know? But if we look at his chest, he's got this tat, and the tattoo is the elemental symbol of fire. It's a triangle. We also see that on the center of the chest of Archangel Michael in the traditional Rider-Waite. And around the triangle is a square, which represents the containment or like mastery of, tempering of, balance of the fire. So it's the opposite of impulse. It's recognizing I have fire and I know when to employ it or I know when to listen to it. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, Lutricia Stow 7071 said, am I doing what I need to be? Okay. Let's get a card out here. Tempering of, yeah, tempering of. All right. Am I doing what I need to be for? Okay. You got the 5 of Wands, babe. Let me take a minute with this one. I just want you to be able to see. In the 5 of Wands in the Lightseers Tarot, it's a different take than the 5 of Wands we see in the Rider-Waite. The 5 of Wands in the Rider-Waite is essentially like a training ground. Sometimes people will say it's challenging. This 5 of Wands is challenging, but it's not necessarily like training for battle. This is kind of like all of the parts of self attempting to work together to get to the highest light. That's one way you can interpret this card. And the thing is, it doesn't seem or feel organized, but that doesn't mean effort's not being put forth. and it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just might feel and look different or clunky. Fives are about change, though. So if you are looking for change, this is like an invitation or a permission slip to do the fiery thing that you might be getting nudged to do. Otherwise, if you feel like I'm pretty confident in what I'm doing, I just want confirmation that this is right. This is a card saying it's not always going to look pretty and neat. If anything, in real life, when you're doing big real shit, it's not going to fucking look pretty and neat. It's going to look like this. And like a lot of times people want to curate, and that's fine. But the reality is, like, before you can curate, it's going to look like this. And if it doesn't look like this, it might not be as expansive as you can make it. I think the messier and maybe the more like clunky and like I'm just piecing the shit together one nudge at a time. I feel like when we work like that, you're actually building something or doing something very, very real for the soul. And we're in a time where like soft girl era and like we want things to be smooth and comfortable. Yeah, you deserve that. And at the same time, if you're building something though, if you're working towards a goal or you're working towards a change, then this has to show up at some point. So I'm going to say if you have felt like I'm doing the thing I'm called to do, it just feels messy and clunky, I think that means good. But if you and though, if you're getting a call to do something, like if things are not clunky and messy, and you're like, maybe I need to take a risk here. And it doesn't have to be a huge risk, but like just enough to switch shit up, then this is the permission slip to do that. Ultimately, pure intention here gets everyone to the light. And pure intention just means you being honest with yourself. That's all I have for that. She said, she said, yes, I've been doing on my healing for change. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Tam says, I always interpret this card to mean experiment, experiment, experiment. Oh, conventional wisdom does not apply. Follow your gut. Damn, that's fucking good. Tam, you should copyright that, trademark it, put it on something, sell it. That's beautiful. Love it. Thank you for playing, guys. Okay. Tiff, do you want to drop a tarot clue for people? Pull a card and have them guess?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to use light seers too, since we're on a
Nice.
light seers theme.
I love it.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see
Yeah.
what's going on. Cool. Okay. All right. So this is the beginning of a tangible journey, one where you are embodying something tangible and you are also learning something new.
Great clues. Okay, drop.
And
Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I don't know how familiar everyone is with the light seers, but
I think that was
uh,
those were great clues. I think I
okay.
know. I think I know that
Okay.
card. Okay, drop your hints. If you feel called to just repeating those clues for people, maybe just one
Hmm.
more time.
Yeah. So you are embodying something tangible and it is the beginning and you are learning this new thing.
Okay, drop those answers. Drop them, drop them, drop them like it's hot. We love Snoop Dogg in this house.
Snoop on a stoop.
Remember when we were in college, drop it like it's hot was
Oh
like
yeah.
everything. That was my ringtone.
I still
Ringtone
love that song.
on a flip phone that I broke so many times. Like,
The little razor or the what is it? The
yeah.
little the
Oh
sidekick
yeah.
little thing.
Psychic. God, it's so good. All right. We have so many guesses in here. So what I did, Tiff, was I just like moved the live chat and just like
Gosh.
pinned my finger on somebody, and whoever you land on, if it's right, shout them out.
Okay. You guys all did so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, they really are experts in here.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Misty Lane, R3W, Page of Pentacles. You are correct.
Misty, drop your question for Tiffany in the live chat. Misty is such a loyal commenter. There's like I'm sure you're starting to see this too, Lorna too. I mean, everyone in the live chat actually. Everyone who shows up to the live chat, they're very loyal
I
commenters. You
love
like
it.
get to know people's YouTube handles because of how like frequently they show up in the comments. So just thank you guys for being present and engaged and supportive. We appreciate you more than you know.
It means the world.
For real. For real. Misty Lane, where are you, girl? Drop that question like Snoop. Okay, she just dropped it.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, okay. All right, Misty. Let's see. All right, Spirit, is Misty meant to start a community channel? Yeah, girl. You got the King of Wands. I love this. This is beautiful. Yeah, so stepping into that fire, King of Wands is also that boss energy. He is that CEO. He is that spark of that new inspiration. Well, maybe not even new, but it feels like there is a fire in your belly and there's a lot that needs to come out, and you have a very visionary light about you, and I think that it's almost like seeping out at this point, and he is very much just in he is so secure and grounded, and like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So I think that that is a 100% yes. And I love the lion here in the light seers with the King of Wands, because like the lion is actually on his shoulder now. Like he has gained that guidance of that lion, and lions hold a lot of pride and their manes hold so much wisdom. So I think that that is just 100% fuel for you to do the thing. Do the thing.
Do the thing. That seems to be the theme tonight is like do the thing. Your reading for me, our like co-creative collective reading, Sagittarius new moon. It's like do the thing. All the prep work is like led you here, Misty, and everybody. All the work you've done has led you here. So whatever new thing, I'm so serious right now. Actually, I'm on a soapbox. Whatever new fucking thing you are considering, you're being called. Even if you're like, I don't know how though. It's like that's okay. Just one step. Like just do like one thing, one Google search, one just like secure the YouTube name. One thing in that direction, and the next step will be like made clear to you. That's actually how the King of Wands works is like he doesn't wait for blueprints or directions. He just goes and figures it out as he's going, which looks like this, is like, okay, piece at a time. I'm just going to puzzle piece this shit together. Sorry, that's just my 2 cents, Tiffany.
No, absolutely. And I love how all three of the cards, except for the Page of Pentacles, but it has been very fiery tonight
Mhm,
with the Temperance and the Five of Wands and the King of Wands. I
mhm.
love that. Mm.
Okay. Do you feel up to do one more, but this time, oh, I feel like I'm getting giddy. I feel like I'm at a sleepover. Sorry guys.
I love it.
Let's do this where like I'll do like the tarot question for them, but then whoever wins, let's do like a tag team reading.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Woo! Okay, guys, get your guessing fingers ready, babes. Oh, I love playing tarot. Thank you for playing with me. Sophie. All right. Just being cool. All right, your tarot card. Um, this tarot card represents a very magnetic creativity that we all hold. This tarot card is tied to the element of fire. And the creativity that happens is usually a result of prior healing that took place first. Let's see if I can remember what I just said. This tarot card is the represents the magnetism and creativity that you embody, tied to fire, but the creativity is usually a result of healing that comes first. I'm not gonna say if it's major or minor. I'm just gonna leave it at that because that last clue is like the clue, you know? But it's fair to ask though, because I was doing that. So one more time. This tarot card is the representation of your magnetism and creativity tied to fire, but the creativity that occurs is a result of the healing that you did first. We got both cats waking up. They said tarot party. Let me join. All right, we got a lot of responses coming in. We're just gonna wait another minute. Even if you don't know, just drop a little guess. It's not gonna hurt. Gotta be in it to win it. Magnetism, creativity, fire, healing first. All right. And I'm just going to randomly pick somebody. I'm doing a little like up and down scroll so I lose sight. Okay. Um, Shell, Queen of Wands. Yep, Queen of Wands. So, isn't it kind of crazy what's happening with the Wands cards tonight? So, Queen of Wands in the Light Years Tarot, she's actually surrounded by candles and she has her little black cat beside her. That black cat represents the protection she has in the spiritual realm. Cats are known to be protectors and seers. The Queen of Wands has become so magnetic and so creative and so really like free because of shadow work. This is the shadow work queen, which is essentially the process of integrating your healing. So the reason why the Queen of Wands is such a magnetic and like manifestation powerhouse, kind of like the Empress, the reason she's like that is because she goes into the psyche, into the subconscious, and she identifies wounds and then isolates them specifically for healing and nurture. And it's through the healing process or the integration of her shadow that she just calls in manifestations versus like intentionally asking for something and then it arriving. So she kind of does like a I'm going to heal and like see what shows up. Like I'm just going to like trust the process. Just an interesting take on fire and doing. So some of you might be called to like do that or you some of you might actually be in the place of like this is what has been happening. Like you've been doing shadow work. So now don't be surprised if 2026 we hit this wave of magnetism and like opportunities that show up. Are we going to like want every single opportunity that shows up? Probably not. But but that's also like a privilege, right? When things show up that we don't want, it's kind of like, well, something showed up though. So it's like something's working. Okay, Shell, I want you to drop your question for me and Tiffany in the chat, and we will each pull a card for you. We'll do a tag team read. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. So glad that you're here. I'm just shuffling this energy out. Yeah, congratulations, Shell. Oh, I'm so glad that it resonated with you, Dominique. I'm so glad. Hi, Philip St. John. Oh my God. Philip St. John, talk about magnetism and show Philip St. John, if you want to drop your Instagram handle in the live chat. I've just watched HP Philip St. John bloom this year. So radiant in performance and music and like showing up in a
Mm.
physical way, like how like costumes and crowns and just everything has been so vibrant. And I'm like, oh, this is like a literally embodiment of what we talk about all the time. So just a little applause, Philip St. John. So proud of you. Shell Bell, did we lose you, my girl? All right, while we're waiting for Shell in the live chat, what I would love to see is everyone drop a major arcana card that represents you for January 2026. So, like right now, you might be one card, but what are you going to be in January 2026? I'm kind of thinking too. Tiffany, do you know what card that you think you'll be in January?
Hmm. It's interesting because I feel it already. I feel very Queen of Wands.
Ooh,
Um, very, very Queen of Wands in
I love
many,
it.
many ways.
I feel very different lately. I feel okay. I've been like dancing and like I don't know what's happening. And I'm like doing improv. I've been doing improv for a few months for fun. I used to do it in high school. But I'm like doing all these things. I'm like, what's going on? Like I'm just doing a little bit. I'm doing a lot more like watch me stuff,
Hmm.
which is ironic. I'm saying this on a YouTube channel, but like you guys watch this, you don't watch this. So what's a watch me card? Star?
Hmm. Yeah, very much.
Yeah, something's happening and I'm not gonna like overthink it, but that's where I feel like I'm at. Okay, Shell Bell has arrived. Oh, look at all these cards people are dropping in. The Sun, Queen of Wands, Magician, Temperance, love this. Okay, Shell says, what is the next step I need to take? Okay, okay. Foofy.
Spirit.
What'd you get?
I got the 5 of Wands.
I got the tower.
Whoa!
This
Whoa!
this is so many people's favorite tower card. Andrea Press is
Beautiful.
like one of them, but this is like this is a shake it up. That song, shake
Yeah.
it. This
Yep.
is a shake it the f up. All these butterflies here too. Transformation,
Mhm.
lightning striking. This feels different than the tower card where it's like a structure crumbling down. This is like nature infusing nature if you think about it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Shell, this feels like nature infusing, like the nature of your spirit infusing and shifting the nature of your being for the highest level transformation. And we have, I think there's four monarch butterflies here. Yeah. So the number four might hold significance. Four in tarot represents stability, security, safety. It's often tied to the Four of Wands, also tied to the Emperor. That's like the OG four. But this feels like spirit, your spirit, shaking up the foundation of the being, of the physical nature, so that there can be this like beautiful, maybe four times over transformation. And if that resonates, I'm going to assume you know what that's pertaining to. But the Tower as a major arcana card is like an overarching shift or four shifts over a period of time. Tiff, you take it away.
Yeah, for sure. So it's interesting with the 5 of Wands because even though the card looks kind of chaotic, I'm hearing merge. There's like a merging energy. I feel like there's a facet of you that wants to be integrated into this whole, and it's through the tower, it's through the shaking up that you're going to peel back this layer, and it's going to be you're creating space for this new, I'm hearing like light codes or like divine, I don't know. It's interesting because I don't have words for it yet, which makes sense, but it's just piecing it in there. And then I think that that's also going to allow you to embody that frequency, and that's going to give you more clarity and more direction from more of an aligned space, if
Mm,
that makes sense.
mhm.
Um, but it's so interesting because it's almost like embrace the change and embrace the fire and move even if it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. So that's so interesting.
Yeah. Both of those cards represent like such shifting. I love move even if it doesn't make sense. I think that's so pivotal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such good advice for literally everyone, no matter like what stage or phase you're in, you know. Shell goes, I am the walking tower. Tower. Yes, girl. That is it. Walking tower. I love it. All right, high priestesses, thank you so much for playing. Tiffany, thank you so much for coming on and playing
Thank
and sharing a little bit
you.
about your journey and sharing the new moon, opening up the new moon ritual to the HP collective. It's so special. I'm so grateful that you're doing that. I'll post that registration link in the comments if you're part of the High Priestess Healing leadership leaders community. That link is in the calendar. If you're a part of the Patreon, I'll post the link in the Patreon as well. I'll be there. I went last month I had to miss it because I had a meeting, but the previous month I went and I was like, oh, it's so nice to be an attendee at a moon ceremony. Not that I didn't love hosting, I loved hosting them, but it was just such a joy, Tiffany, to be part of your safe container and to have like that carved out alone time with self, I mean, to like reflect and set the intentions and you run ritual very beautifully.
Thank you so much. I think it's it means a lot for us to come back to self and to even just be held in that safe container, in that sacred space with a sisterhood, like we're all going through our own journey, and it's so interesting to be able to commune with like-minded people who, believe in magic and who believe in the goddess and all of the wisdom, and just there for the vibes, or just to be. And it's so cool to be able to do it in an online space too, because you're comfy, you're cozy, and you could just vibe. So i
Yeah.
i love it.
I was so comfy and cozy. It's because you can take that call from anywhere, couch, floor. This is literally where I was on my floor. And I was like, this is so nice to just have ceremony in like your own space, being led by a beautiful HP. So thank you again, Tiff, and thank you, High
Yes.
Priestesses. And I hope everyone has a good weekend, and we'll see you guys later. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
thank you guys.